Hi, thanks for purchasing and taking part in these online yoga sessions that I'm providing. So just a couple of bits of guidance when you're doing this at home, making sure that the area that you're using to do your yoga in is as tidy as it can be, or if there are any objects like a coffee table or a sofa that can't be moved, or a lampshade above you, just making sure that you're aware of where those objects are and you're adjusting as you need to. Also as well, make sure that you're feeling okay before doing yoga. So if you're feeling ill at all, or you got a headache, cold, or whatever it might be, if you're not feeling quite right, then maybe delaying doing your yoga practice until later in the day or another day. Take all of my instructions that I give you as guidance, so if it doesn't feel right or if there's any pain or discomfort, then only coming into the posture to a point that it's comfortable for you, or you can choose not to come into the posture, or you can choose to take a break as you need to. I will offer options and modifications to some of the postures, but if they don't quite work for you, then feel free to make further adjustments that seem sensible for your own body. So thank you for joining in and enjoy. So we're feet hip width, and you're extending up tall. Allow the chin to drop slightly, and we'll close the eyes. And just bringing your awareness into your body. So you can just start by noticing how you're feeling at the moment in your body and in your mind. So one of the reasons we do that is just to encourage yourself to kind of check in a little bit more often, as opposed to responding to everything that's going on around you. So just noticing how you feel. You don't need to do anything with that information. You're just noticing, maybe you feel a little bit tired from your day, maybe you're a little bit achy in your body, or maybe you're feeling great. Maybe you're feeling calm, relaxed, and ready to do some yoga. So noticing the feeling of your feet touching the mat. So the toes, the heel, the ball of the foot, and maybe the weight is shifting a little bit front to back, side to side, as your body adjusts to keep itself upright. And noticing the gentle flow of air coming in of your body and then going out again. So the expansion and contraction of the chest, the feeling of the air in and out of your nostrils. Maybe the breath getting a little bit longer and a little bit shallower as you allow yourself to relax. And from your standing position, we'll gently lean forward, so you feel the toes gripping into the mat as you bring some of that body weight forwards. Feel the toes gripping, holding you up, and then coming back to center. And we'll shift a little bit of weight to the heels, and then coming back to center. Forwards again, weight to toes, and back to center. And shifting a little bit of weight to the heels again, back to center, and once more forwards and back. So we lean forwards, feel the toes grip, and then coming back to center, and once more a bit of weight to the heels. And then back to centre. And we'll take the weight to the outside of the right foot, forwards to the little toe, across the toes to outside of left foot, into the left heel, across to the right heel. So we're just gently shifting the weight around the outside edge of the feet, the toes, the heels. So these little techniques that we're doing right now at the start, so they're not particularly physically demanding, but they're a good way of bringing your attention and your awareness into the present moment. So needing to focus on what you're doing to make sure you stay upright. And then we'll go back in the opposite direction. And then gently coming back to centre. So if we've got the eyes closed, we'll open the eyes. So we'll take a deep breath in and extend up. And breathe out, leading with the chest coming forwards and taking a bit of a bend in the legs if you need it. Allow the head to hang, arms, shoulders relaxed. Pausing at the bottom, you can have the belly resting on the thighs if you've got a bit of a bend in the legs. And then when you're ready to inhale, we'll slowly roll up. As we come up, we'll leave the arms hanging, the head hanging until your spine is upright. And shoulder blades back. And again, breathe in, extending up. Breathe out, leading with your chest as you fold forwards. And again, just pausing at the bottom. Allow the head to hang. Allow the weight of the arms to draw the shoulder blades towards the ground. And then with that next breath in, we inhale and come up. And shoulder blades back. And then we'll do that movement once more. So deep breath in, extend up. Breathe out, leading with the chest coming forwards, bending the legs if you need to, or if you're aware of that bit tightness in the back of the legs, head hanging, arms, shoulders relaxing, and then inhale, rolling back up, and shoulder blades dropping back. So from here we'll cross the left leg over the right leg. So we're not trying to balance, so you can have that left foot stepped forward a bit, or having the feet in a position so you feel stable. Raise the arms, and right hand to your left wrist, and extending that left side and coming over to the right. And then we'll come back to centre. Bring that left leg back, right leg crosses the left, raising the arms, and left hand, right wrist. So you extend the right side of the body and come over to the left. And then back to centre, so arms down, and we'll switch the legs again. So the left leg crosses the right, raising the arms, left hand, right wrist, extending that right arm, right side of the body as you come over to the left. And then back up, arms down. We'll do it once more on the other side. So left leg back, right leg crosses the left, raise the arms, left hand, right wrist, extending the right side of the body and coming over to the left. And then back up, arms down, and take the feet a bit wider than hip width and hands to hips, and we'll circle the hips. And then back in the opposite direction. And then we'll come back to centre. Feet to hip width. So we're going to come into our eagle arms balance. Before we do that, so in a moment I'll ask you to bend the legs and then cross the leg over. If crossing the leg over makes you struggle to come into the rest of the posture, then staying with the legs bent without worrying about crossing the legs. So with feet hip width, we'll take a bend in the legs, cross the left leg over the right, and if you can, we're going to bring that left foot round behind the right leg. Raise the arms up, crossing left arm underneath the right, fingertips up, fingers to palms, reaching the fingertips up towards the ceiling, unwinding and back to standing. So again, we bend the legs, right leg crosses the left. If you can, right leg, right foot even goes behind that left leg. Raise the arms up. Left arm under the right, fingertips up, fingers to palms reaching up. And then unwinding and coming back to standing. So we'll do that again. Bend the legs. Left leg crosses the right, and if we can, we're hooking that left foot round, raising the arms up. Right arm under the left, fingertips up, fingers to palms if you can, reaching up towards the ceiling. Unwinding back to standing. So we're going to do that once more. Bend the legs. Right leg crosses the left. Right foot behind, raise the arms. Left arm under the right, fingertips up, fingers to palms, reaching up. And then unwinding and coming back to standing. We'll step up to the top of the mat. We'll bring the hands together in front of the chest. So we're not going to do our sun salutations. We'll come down on the mat and do some postures from there. So we take the hands up, folding forwards at the waist, head hanging, arms, shoulders relaxed. And then coming down onto hands and knees. And from all fours, we'll do a few rounds of cat-cow. So we're tipping pelvis back, back arches, head drops, tipping the pelvis forward, taking your gaze forward, and continuing that movement. So a nice, gentle transition. Imagining a ripple effect moving through the spine. Inhaling as your belly moves towards the ground as you take your gaze forward, breathing out as you tip your pelvis back, the back arches and the head drops. And then we'll pause next time we're flat back. And then from here, we're going to keep the knees down, but bring ourselves upright. So we're kneeling on the mat. We'll take the hands behind. So fingertips top of the buttocks, heel of the hand, base of the back, shoulder blades, elbows towards each other. So a slight extension up, taking the gaze up and leaning back. So making sure you're not holding your breath. And then coming back into an upright position, we're going to raise the arms up. So we're going to keep the arms by the side of the head as we take the bum back and we fold forwards and bring the fingertips down onto the mat. So we've got the hands down, the fingers are spread, and the hands gently pressing forward so the bum moves a bit more towards the heels. And then we're going to reverse that movement. So we're going to keep the arms by the side of the head as you lift up. Raise the arms up. Taking the hands behind the back again. Shoulder blades, elbows towards each other. So we gaze to the ceiling, leaning back. And again, making sure we're not holding our breath. Coming back upright, raising the arms up. And again, keeping the arms by the side of the head as you take the bum back and fold forwards at the waist, and then the fingertips, the hands come down onto the mat and gently pressing forwards to press the bum back. And again, keeping the arms by the side of the head as you raise up, fingertips to ceiling, taking the hands behind the back, draw the shoulder blades, the elbows towards each other, leaning back, gaze to ceiling, steady breath. Coming back up, and again we'll raise the arms up, fingertips to ceiling, keeping the arms by the side of the head as you take your bum back, folding forwards, fingertips, hands down on the mat, gently pressing the hands forwards to press the bum back. And again we'll keep the arms by the side of the head as we come up. Pausing in this position, so we've got the arms up, fingertips to ceiling, and in a moment we're going to twist from one side to the other and bring the arms down to the side as we turn. So we'll take a breath in. So as we breathe out, we're turning the body to face to the right, take the arms to the side. Inhale, center, raising the arms, so fingertips to ceiling. Next breath out, turning to the left, arms to the side. Back to center, raising the arms. Next breath out, turning to the right, arms to the side. And back to center, raising the arms. Next breath out to the left. And then back to center, raising the arms. So once more on each side, breathe out to the right. And then coming back to center, raising the arms. And then to the left. And then back to center, allow the arms to come down. So I'm just going to change my position slightly. So if you need to adjust, please do so, but you might be all right where you are. We're going to take the right leg out to the side. And we're going to raise the arms up. So we're going to reach to the right with the right fingertips and then bring the right hand down. And as we do that, we're going to bring the left arm up and with the left fingertips reaching over to the right side. And then coming back up, we'll bring the arms to the side as we come up. Left hand to your left thigh, right fingertips to ceiling, and then reaching to the left. And then we'll come back up. So we'll do that same movement again. The right hand reaches to the right, comes down to the right leg. Left arm comes up and reaches over the top to the right side. And then up, raising both arms up. Left hand to your left leg. Right arm up, right fingertips reach over the top to the left. We'll do that once more on each side. So we're coming back up, right hand down, raise the left arm up, reach up and over through the left fingertips. And then as you come up, you raise the right arm up, you bring the left hand down, raise the right arm up, reach over the top to the left side. And then coming back up, allow the right arm to come down and we'll switch legs. So the right knee down, left leg to the side, raising the arms. So you're reaching to the left, through the left fingertips, the left hand comes down, you raise the right hand up, reaching over the top to the left. And then coming back up, raise the left arm up, right hand to your right thigh, reaching up and over through the left fingertips. And then we'll come back up. Reaching to the left, then the left hand comes down, we raise the right hand, reach up, reach over, and then coming back up, right hand down, raise the left, reach up through the left fingertips, reach over the top to the right side, and then we do this once more on each side. So we come up, reach to the left, bring the left hand down, raise the right hand up, reach over the top to the left side, and then coming back up. So once more to the other side, right hand down, raise the left arm, reach up, reach over. And then as you come up, just allow the left arm to come down. From here we'll come back to hands and knees. So from all fours, the left hand and left knee stay down. Turning the body to face to the right, straighten the right leg, raising the right arm up, right fingertips are to the ceiling. Allow that right arm to come behind you. It's still pointing up towards the ceiling, but just allowing the weight of the right arm to come behind you. And then right arm alongside your head and reaching forward so you feel a bit of a stretch up the right side of the body. Right arm up, fingertips to ceiling. Right arm again. The weight of the arm coming behind you, so the right fingertips are still pointing up. And then right arm alongside the head and reaching. And then we'll return to all fours and do the same on the other side. So we're turning to face to the left, straightening the left leg, left arm up, fingertips to ceiling. Again, so the left arm stays up, but just allowing the left arm to come behind you if your shoulder allows. Left arm alongside your head. And reaching, and left arm up, fingertips to ceiling, and again allowing that left arm to come behind you so you feel a bit more stretch across chest and shoulder. Left arm alongside the head and reaching, returning to all fours, and then knees wide, toes towards each other, bum to heels. Slide the hands out in front, fingers spread, hands pressing forwards. And then inhale, keeping the arms straight, lifting up, bringing the shoulders forwards. And then breathing out as you come back down. And we'll continue this movement for a few rounds of inhaling up and breathing out down. And then pausing next time we're upright or in an all fours position, wrists under shoulders, knees under the hips. Curl the toes under and we'll come to downward dog. So you pressing through the hands, through the tips of the fingers. Walk the hands back to your feet to come into forward fold. So you're bending over at the waist. Staying in this forward fold for a moment. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to walk the hands forwards and walk hands forwards into a plank position. So you're walking forwards, shoulders above the wrist, pressing into the heels. Press the bum back to downward dog and walk the hands back to the feet to forward fold. And again, walking hands forwards to come into a plank position. Pressing the bum back to downward dog. Walk the hands back to your feet, bending over at the waist. And we'll do that once more. So we're walking hands forwards, walking into a plank position. Pressing the bum back to downward dog. And this time we'll step forwards and fold forwards. So we're bending over at the waist, arms, shoulders relaxed. Inhale up, hands together above the head. And breathing out, coming down. And we'll take a breath in and out. We'll breathe in and out. Inhale, hands up. Breathe out, folding forwards. Lifting into flat back. Hands down and stepping back to plank. All the way down. Extend your toes. Inhale, lift the chest to cobra. Breathing out down, curl the toes under and up and back into downward dog. Stepping forwards and folding forwards. Inhale up, hands together above your head. And breathing out, coming down. Inhale, coming up. Breathing out, folding forwards. And lifting into flat back. Hands down and back to plank. All the way down. Extend toes. Inhale, cobra. And breathing out down, curl the toes under, up and back into downward dog. Stepping forwards and folding forwards. Inhale, coming up, hands together above your head. Breathing out, coming down. Inhale, coming up. Breathing out forwards. And lifting into flat back. Hands down and back to plank. All the way down. Extend your toes. Inhale, lift to cobra. Breathe out down. Curl the toes under. Up and back to downward dog. Step forwards. Fold forwards. Inhale as you come up. Hands together above your head. Breathing out down. So we do one more round. Inhale up. Breathe out forwards. Lifting into flat back. Hands down and back to plank. All the way down. Extend toes. Inhale, lifting. Breathing out down. Curl the toes under. Up and back to downward dog. Walk hands back to your feet to forward fold. Inhale up, hands together above the head. Breathing out, coming down and taking your hands down. We'll do our loosening up with the arms, so we'll take a short step forwards with the right foot. Inhale, raise the arms up. Breathe out, swing through to the back. Inhale, front. Exhale to the back. Inhale, minding the lampshades.
Inhale front, exhale back. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. And allow the arms to drop. Left foot forwards, back with the right. Inhale up and breathing out to the back. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. And allowing the arms to drop. Feet a bit wider than hip width, and we take the arms through from one side to the other. And lifting up, arms a bit higher. And allow the arms to drop down, feet to hip width. Bending the legs, inhale, raise the arms. Breathing out, down. Inhale, coming up. Breathing out, coming down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale. And allow the arms to drop. So I'm just going to do a quick demonstration for part of this sequence. So if you've got a drink and you want to grab it, feel free to do that whilst I demonstrate. So there'll be the start of the sequence. We're going to come into a warrior two, and our variation of the extended side angle pose, which we've done a bit of recently. So instead of the forearm to the thigh, we're allowing the left arm down the inside of the left leg, right arm alongside the head. And then we're going to come into our lunge position from here. So we pivot on the ball of the back foot, raise the arms. And then from here, we're going to pop the back knee down, or in this case, the right knee down. We'll back bend. We're then going to fold forwards. And again, we've done this before. And then from here, we're going to transition up to come into a warrior three. So I'm bringing the hips forwards. I'm going to press off the back foot, take the weight into the left leg and into a warrior three, and we'll continue on from there. So it's really that movement from the mat up into our warrior three, or whatever your interpretation is of that. So if we come to the top of the mat, so the feet are hip width, we're extending up. So we'll come into chair pose first. We'll bend the legs, raise the arms. So a nice big stride back with your right foot to warrior two. So you turn that right foot out, right arm behind, forwards over the left. So the left arm comes down on the inside of your left leg, and you bring in that right arm around alongside your head. So the chest is sideways on. So we come into the lunge position from here. So you pivot on the ball of the back foot, raise the arms, and then bring that right knee down onto the mat. And then we're going to lean back. We're going to take the right hand to the left wrist, leaning back, gaze to ceiling. And then we're going to start to straighten the left leg, folding forwards. If you struggle to straighten the left leg, just doing as best you can, fingertips down, head hanging. So it might be that the hands come to the mat, or maybe you're on the leg for support. So from here, we're going to come into make our way to warrior three. So you'll bring in the hips forwards, then you're going to press off the right foot, transfer the weight into the left leg, arms by the side of the head, and then we're going to bend that left leg and step the right foot back into a lunge position, hips, chest, facing forwards, hands together in front of the chest, twisting to the left, so right elbow across towards that left thigh or onto it, right arm outside of left leg, left fingertips reaching up towards the ceiling. From here, we're going to transition to warrior two, where we were at the start. So you're turning, so you want the chest facing the other way. You turn that right foot out so it's flat. Right arm behind, look forwards over the left. So again, the left arm comes down, the right arm alongside your head. Into lunge, so you're pivoting the ball of the back foot and raising the arms. Bringing the right knee down to the mat. Right hand, left wrist, leaning back, gaze to ceiling. Starting to straighten that left leg as you bring your chest forward, as you bring your hands down, head hanging. And just pause here for a breath. So again, we'll transition to warrior three. Bring in the hips forwards first. Press off that right foot, weight into the left leg. Raise the arms up, pressing into that right heel behind you. And then we'll come back to lunge. So we bend the left leg, right foot comes down, hands together in front of your chest, twisting to the left, right elbow across, right arm outside of left leg, left fingertips reach to ceiling, and then coming back round to warrior two. So you're turning, right arm behind, looking forwards over the left hand. And we're going to go through those movements once more. So the left arm comes down, the right arm alongside your head. Pivot on the ball of the back foot, raise the arms up into lunge. Right knee comes down, right hand, left wrist, leaning back. Bringing the chest forwards, bringing the hands down, working towards straightening the left leg, head hanging, arms, shoulders relaxing. And again, we'll transition to warrior three. So we bring the hips forwards, press off with the right foot, weight into the left leg, raising the arms up. Bend the left leg, coming back into lunge, so the right heel is off the mat, hands together, twist to the left, right elbow across, right arm outside of left leg, left fingertips reach to ceiling. And then we're going to come up, raise the arms up, hips, chest forwards. So we're back to lunge, straighten the left leg, and we're going to bring the hands down. So we're going to fold forward, so the hands are either on your left leg or maybe a fingertip on the ground, and pausing here for a few breaths. Coming back up, left knee moves forward, raise the arms up. Just stepping that right foot forward slightly to get it flat, so we come into warrior one. From here we'll come into Revolve Triangle, so the right arm stays up, straighten the left leg, left arm down, reach up to the ceiling, leading with the chest forwards, right hand, left leg, left fingertips reaching up to ceiling. We'll bring left hand and right hand down to the mat, making your way to downward dog. And then from downward dog we'll come into child's pose. So knees wide, toes towards each other, bum to heels. And just pausing there for a few breaths. And if the hands aren't there already, we'll slide them out in front to extended child's pose. Inhale as you lift up, bring your shoulders forwards. And breathe out, coming down. We'll just run through this movement. Help regulate the breathing, keeping the body moving before we continue on. And then pausing next time you're upright or you're on all fours. From here we're going to make our way to plank position. So you're extending one leg and the other. We're going to do side plank facing to the right. So you're turning the chest to face the right, raise the right arm up. You can have your left knee down if you need it down. Right hand comes down back to plank, and we'll turn to face to the left, raise the left arm up. Left hand back to the mat, back to plank, and then we're going to come all the way down onto the mat again. So all the way down, extend the toes. So from here to Sphinx Pose, so that's where you're bringing the forearms forwards, they're down on the mat, and you're facing forwards. From this position, we're going to press the forearms and the knees into the mat to lift the hips and press the bum back. So we're pressing down to lift the bum up, press the bum back, head moves towards the mat, and then bringing your shoulders forwards, bringing the thighs and the belly back down, take the gaze forward. And then again, pressing down through the forearms and knees to lift the bum, press it back, head moves towards the mat. And then bringing the thighs, hips back down, taking the gaze forwards. And again, pressing to lift the hips, press the bum back. And then bringing the hips forwards, thighs, hips, belly come down, take the gaze forward. So we're going to do two more of those. So you're pressing down to take the bum back. And again, coming forwards, coming back down onto the mat, take the gaze forwards. And then once more, pressing down, pressing the bum back. Holding here, and then we're going to shuffle the forearms back towards you and make your way to all fours position, so hands and knees. And then we'll curl the toes under and come back to downward dog. And then step forwards and fold forwards. Bending over at the waist, inhale as you come up, hands together above your head, breathing out, coming down, taking your hands up. So we'll run through that again. We'll lead with the left side, so we come back to the top of the mat, feet at hip width, extending up tall. So we'll come into chair pose, bend the legs, raise the arms up. Striding back with the left foot to warrior two, so you turn that left foot out, the left arm behind, look forwards over the right. So the right arm comes down inside of the right leg, you bring the left arm round alongside your head, so chest sideways on. Coming into that lunge position, so you pivot on the ball of the back foot, raise the arms up, and then we're going to bring left knee down, left hand to right wrist, leaning back, gaze to ceiling. And then bringing the chest forward, straightening the right leg, bringing your hands down, head hanging. Pausing here for a couple of breaths. So we come into warrior three from here. So first of all, bringing the hips forwards, press off the left foot, weight into right leg, raising the left leg up behind, reaching forwards through the fingertips. And then bending the right leg, left foot back to lunge, hips, chest forwards, hands together in front of the chest, twisting to the right, left elbow across, left arm outside of your right leg, right fingertips reaching up to ceiling. And then from here, back to warrior two. So as you turn, keeping the arms to the side, out to the side, turning the left foot out, left arm behind, look forwards over the right. Right arm down, bringing that left arm round alongside your head. Pivot on the ball of the back foot, raise the arms up to lunge. Left knee comes down, left hand, right wrist, leaning back, gaze to ceiling. And then as you bring your chest forward, straighten the right leg, hands come down, head hanging. Pause here. And then we make our way back to warrior three. So bringing the hips forwards, pressing off that left foot to take the weight into the right leg, raise the arms, raise the left leg behind. Bend the right leg, left foot back into lunge, hips, chest, forwards. Hands together, twisting to the right, left elbow across, left arm outside of right leg, right fingertips reach to ceiling. Turning as you come back to warrior two, we turn the left foot out, left arm behind, look forwards over the right. And we'll go through all of these movements once more. So right arm comes down, left arm comes round alongside your head. Pivot on the ball of the back foot, raise the arms up, bring the left knee down, left hand, right wrist, leaning back. Bringing your chest forward, straightening right leg, hands come down, pausing there. And again, we'll make our way to warrior three. So you move your hips forwards, press off the left foot, weight into the right leg, raising up, raise the arms, press into the left heel behind. Bend the right leg, left foot back to lunge, hands together in front of the chest, twist to the right, left elbow across, left arm outside of right leg, right fingertips reach to ceiling. And then we're going to raise up, coming forwards, raising the arms up, hips, chest, facing forwards. Straighten the right leg and fold forward. So hands come down to your leg, or maybe a fingertip down to the mat. And then we're going to come up, bring the right knee forwards above the ankle as you raise up. Step that left foot forwards to get it flat if it's not flat already. So we keep the left arm up, straighten the right leg, right arm comes down, reach up to the ceiling, Bring the chest forwards, left hand across to the right leg, right fingertips reaching up to the ceiling. And then we'll make our way to downward dog. So both hands down, right foot back, and into child's pose. So knees down wide, toes towards each other, and take a pause. And sliding the hands out in front, so fingers spread, hands pressing forwards. Inhale, lifting up, so keeping the arms straight, bringing shoulders forwards. Breathing out, back down, and we'll continue this movement of inhaling as we come up. Breathing out as we come down. And then pausing next time you're upright or in an all fours position. So from here we're going to make our way to plank. So you're extending one leg and then the other. We'll do side plank facing the right. So we're turning the body to face the right, raise the right arm up, left knee down if you need it down. Right hand back to the mat, back to plank. Turning the body to face to the left, raising the left arm up. Left hand down, back to plank. And then we come all the way down onto the mat. So extending the toes, coming into Sphinx Pose again. So you're bringing forearms forwards and you've got your gaze forward. So from here we press forearms, press the knees into the mat to lift the hips, press the bum back. Gaze is towards the back of the mat, maybe the forehead is reaching the mat. And then bringing the hips forward so the thighs come down. Taking the gaze forward, pressing through the forearms, the knees to press the bum back, head hanging, and again coming forwards, taking the gaze forward, and we'll press back, keeping that pressure into the mat through the forearms as if you were trying to push it forwards, and then bringing the hips forwards, taking the gaze forward. So we're going to do this 2 more times. Press through the forearms, the knees to press the bum back, head hanging, and then hips forwards, thighs, hips down, take the gaze forward, and then pressing back once more, and this time shuffling the forearms back towards you and pressing yourself up to hands and knees, and we come back to downward dog. Curl the toes under, press the bum back, head hanging, and walking hands back to feet, to forward fold. Inhaling up, hands together above your head. Breathing out, coming down, and taking the hands down. Good, good. So we'll go through a shorter standing sequence, which will end in tree pose. So if we come back to the top of the mat, so we're extending up tall. We'll take a stride back with the right foot to lunge, so a nice big step back. Heel is off the mat, raising the arms up. So in a moment we're going to come into that half chair pose where we bring the right leg onto that left thigh. But if that's a bit too much for you, you can have both feet on the mat in chair pose. So hands come together in front of the chest, right leg, left thigh. If we can from here, we're twisting to the right, so left elbow goes across towards the right side. Back to centre, stride back with your right foot to lunge, so heel is off the mat. Keeping the hands together, twisting to the left. So right elbow across towards that left thigh, right arm outside of left leg, left fingertips reaching up. And coming back up, raise the arms up. Come into warrior two, so you turn your back foot out, right arm behind, look forwards over the left. So we'll step into tree pose. So if you need to have your right toes on the ground, feel free to do that. So we're bringing the hands together, right foot inside that left leg or right toes on the mat if you need them there, fixing your gaze. We'll take the hands up, apart, coming down, hands together in front of the chest again, reaching up, apart, and coming down, and then once more reaching up, apart, hands together in front of the chest, pop that right foot down and allow your arms to come down. So we'll do the same again, leading with the left, so we're extending up, a nice big step back with your left foot to lunge, so heel off the mat, raise the arms up. So again, that half chair pose, so we bring the hands together, left leg, right thigh. Twisting to the left, so right elbow across to left side. Back to centre, keeping the hands together, stepping the left foot back to lunge. Twisting to the right, left elbow across, left arm outside of right leg, right fingertips reach towards the ceiling. From here we'll come into warrior two, so you're coming up, turning that left foot out, left arm behind, looking forwards over the right hand. And again we'll come into tree pose. So hands together, bringing that left foot inside of the right leg, fixing your gaze, taking the hands up, apart, coming back down, together in front of the chest, and coming up, apart, and down, together in front of the chest, and then once more we'll come up, apart, coming back down, and then popping the left foot down, and we're back to standing. So we'll step to the top of the mat. If you're not there already, we'll do a couple of sun salutations to bring us down onto the mat. So hands together, breath in and out, or breathe in and out. Inhale, taking hands up, breathe out, folding forwards. Inhale, lifting into flat back, hands down and back to plank. All the way down, extend toes, inhale, lifting into cobra, breathing out down, curl the toes under, pressing up and back into downward dog, stepping forwards, folding forwards, inhaling up, hands together above the head, breathing out, coming down, and inhale, coming up. Breathing out, folding forwards, and lifting into flat back, hands down, back to plank, all the way down, extending toes, inhale, lifting, breathing out, back down, pressing yourself up to all fours, and then we'll come to a seated position for boat pose. So we've got the legs bent, feet flat, hands on the tops of the shins. So from here we're leaning back. We'll take the hands off. If that feels okay, we'll lift the feet. If you can, straighten your legs, making sure we're not holding the breath. Back to your start position, hands on the shins, leaning back. Hands off, lifting your feet. If you can, straighten your legs. And back to start position. So we do that once more. We'll lean back, hands off, lifting the feet, straightening the legs, and we'll come back to our start position. Keeping the legs bent and the feet flat, we'll take the hands down behind, so we'll do a reverse tabletop. So that's where we lift the hips up, press them up to the ceiling. So we're lifting up, gaze is up, pressing the hips up, and then slowly back down. And again we'll lift up, gaze to the ceiling, pressing the hips up, keeping that pressure up if you can. And slowly down, and then we'll do that once more, lifting up, pressing the hips up, taking your gaze up, and then slowly back down, and we'll come to lying down, legs bent and feet flat. So we'll do a little bit more work on the abdominal muscles. So we've got the arms down by our side, palms facing down, and then we're going to lift the feet up. So the knees are above the hips, the legs are roughly at a right angle. And then we're going to extend the left leg. So you press into the left heel, left leg is straight. Bending your left leg, straightening your right leg. Bending your right leg, straightening your left. Keeping your left leg there, if you can, lowering it down a little bit towards the ground. And then bending your left leg again, bringing the left knee above the hip. Straightening your right leg, keeping it straight. If you can, lowering it down only a little bit towards the ground so it's not quite touching, or as best as you can manage. Bending the right leg. And then pop the feet down onto the mat. So in a moment we're going to raise the feet up, raise the arms up, fingertips to ceiling, and we're going to lower the arms and work towards straightening the legs. So we lift the feet up, raise the arms up, fingertips to ceiling. So you're bringing the arms towards the ground as you're straightening your legs, pressing into your heels, bending the legs, raising the arms. And again, let arms come down as you straighten your legs. Bending the legs, raising the arms. So we'll do that movement once more. Arms coming towards the ground as you straighten your legs. And then bending the legs and popping the feet down. So we're lying down, legs bent, feet flat. Reaching down with your fingertips, catch backs of the heels. So we'll do a few rounds of bridge. So we'll keep the arms down. Lifting the bum up, peel the spine up, press the hips up. Breathing out, coming down. And inhale, lift the bum, peel the spine up, press the hips up. And then slowly down. And again, inhaling, coming up, pressing the hips up. And slowly down. And then we'll do that once more, peel the spine up, press the hips up to the ceiling. And then slowly back down. And from here we'll allow both legs to come over to the right side, keeping them on the right for a few breaths. Inhale, legs to centre, and breathe out, legs to the left, keeping them on the left. And then inhaling centre and gently one side to the other, so we'll breathe out to the right, inhaling up, exhaling down, inhaling up, and then breathing out back down. So gently taking the legs from one side to the other. And then we'll pause when we're back to centre, knees pointing towards the ceiling. Lift the feet up and take hands to knees, and we'll do circles through the hips. So we draw the knees in towards the body, take the knees apart, allow the knees to move away. Knees come together again, in towards the chest and apart. Then we inhale as the knees move away, breathe out as you draw the knees in. And then in the opposite direction. And then we'll pop the feet back down onto the mat. And slide your left foot away And we'll guide the right leg to the left. So with your left hand guiding the right leg over to the left side, you roll on to the outside of your left leg. Right arm or right fingertips on the ground on your right side, maybe shuffling that right hand away from you so you get a bit more stretch across chest and shoulder. And then we'll come back to centre and we'll switch legs. Reach across with that right hand, guide left leg to the right side. And the left fingertips are on the ground, maybe shuffling away to that left side. And then back to centre, and we'll come into relaxation. So we're lying flat, arms by your side, or any discomfort in your lower back. We'll have the legs bent and the feet flat. Closing the eyes. And as we did at the start of the session, just noticing how you feel in your body, in your mind. How does it compare to the start of the session? So you're noticing the flow of air in and out of the body. Rise and fall of chest and abdomen. And just imagining the body relaxing, feeling heavier a little bit more with each breath out. If you start to take some deeper breaths, wiggling fingers and toes and waking the body up. And when you're ready, if you bend the legs up, get the feet flat, and we'll roll to one side. We'll press up to a seated cross-legged position. Close the eyes, bring the hands together in front of your chest. So thank you all for making time for yoga in your week. Thank you for joining the session. Namaste.